feel like everything is literally ruling you. You keep falling down. You want to establish that internal tree-devia within you in order to rule this world and manage any kind of relationships here. You must first manage yourself. She is the queen of all creation. The tornado is around you, the master of all your emotions, of everything within you. We all have it inside us at this particular moment. You don't want to deal with this reality. No, girl, you have to go and deal with this world. Hello, beautiful soul. So today we will be talking about how do I deal with this reality? How do I deal with all these negative energy, negative people, absolutely everything what disturbs me here. I keep meditating, creating my shrines, creating my space, trying to keep that ultimate balance, right? To sit like in that queen code, in the meditation poses, whatever. But my mind is hectic, and when I go into the world, I keep being disturbed all the time by all the fools who keep throwing stones into me. Did these thoughts ever occur into your head? Did you ever have such type of happiness within you when you did everything to balance yourself, to be happy in this moment, but no matter what you do, you actually cannot get back to that balanced state still and preserve it during the day, because things are happening. You feel like you are surrounded by those dragons who keep attacking you, right? But guess what? You can't keep hiding like a hermit in your space, creating that small world, small happy world, and not deal with this reality. Or you can be like this lady here who deals with the reality, who knows how to handle all the beasts, all the dragons around her, and she's really that strong, but she's not dealing it through the physical power. She's not handling her dragons around through the physical power. She is handling them like Daenerys. Remember in Game of Thrones? She knows how to handle them. She literally rides over them, and they serve the beautiful goals which she was pursuing in the beginning, right? So she becomes like a mother of those dragons. But first thing first, in order to rule this world and manage any kind of relationships here, you must first manage yourself. You must first establish that level of self-management to insert that queen code and be in the eye of the tornado, right? The tornado is around you, but you are in the middle. You are literally the master of all your emotions, of everything within you. If you don't master it, guess what? You cannot master all the other elements. You are 72% consisting from water element here on a physical level. And if you don't master your water element, your emotions, nothing in this world can be mastered. You cannot master all the rest of the cards. You cannot master your energy. You cannot master your thoughts. You cannot master your emotions. You cannot master your physicality. So you cannot master literally like one's energy, right? Air, thoughts, and we continue with that. Nothing like from those cards which you have in the minor arcana, nothing can be mastered, and you feel like everything is literally ruling you. You keep falling down. You keep that continuous learning process, and then guess what? It's overwhelming you. Now, in this moment when you feel that overwhelmment within you, first thing first, you want to establish that balance. You want to establish that internal tree-devia within you who sits in that ultimate balance, who feels like she is the queen of all creation, right? She established that balance of her emotions within. In other words, what you can also establish another code in you, and I know that many of you are attracted to this card, it's High Priestess. You are led by your inner intuition, by your feminine energy, and no matter what happens around you, you keep having that internal clarity, internal supporting system. Now let's have a small talk about who is around you. In one of my previous videos, I've been talking about three main classifications of people whom I was dealing in this reality. It allows me this type of classifying. I don't say that everyone is like this, but through my observation, I noticed that it's better to classify people whom you deal with in here, because course, it allows you to develop certain strategies how you deal with them. So again, one of the types which I observed a lot, it's full type of personalities here. When they are curious, but they are very locked into their small world, they are locked into their reality, they are not really too much open, they are open slightly a bit, and they are led by kind coaching. You cannot really give them direct feedback. Another type of people, it is the wise people. It was represented by the handman. I showed it to you in the previous examples. I just cannot find this card immediately in my deck, but anyway, all of you know this beautiful card, the handman. Why? Because the handman, it's all about changing the perspective, so these people can accept the direct feedback. They are led by opening up to new perspectives, changing their lives. They are very into that self-learning process, and I believe that most of you guys are into that field, in the field of wise men and women. Now, there is the third type of personalities here who are locked into very, very small cycle and keep shrinking it. They are so hurt by the external world that what they do, they may be malicious. So they literally are going after you to hit you, to hurt you. It's very rare cases. These are so-called haters in your life out of the blue. There is so many, like when people just feel unhappy within, they start bashing people in social media. That is happening here and there. And if you go and open up with your internal truth, here and there, you will hear those comments. And remember, it's never about you. It's always about those people. They just don't know what to do with themselves. They find you as a tool to release it at this particular moment. Because guess what? If the dragon is happy, will it go and burn down freaking everything? No, it will serve actually beautiful, beautiful purposes in these creations. So dragon may go in two directions, in so-called goodness and evil, and it depends on how this dragon is being ridden at this specific moment, right? So we all have our dragons here, and if we cannot manage ourselves, we go in this self-destruction and auto-destruction direction. We want to hit and hurt everything around us. We kind of like unleash that internal Kali. We all have it inside us. If we forgive, we manage to forgive ourselves for this particular behavior, guess what? We are open to that compassion to the outside world, and even if we see that someone is throwing stones at you at this particular moment, you just want to step away, don't allow them to continue doing it, and just say, wait, what is happening here? Many times when I was dealing with such types of people, and I was actually, so what was happening when I stopped and asked, wait, what is happening here? The person even is coming back to its senses. It's just like, I'm not playing into his game anymore. And there were the cases when the person even apologized to me. So you want to kind of see through the game what is happening at this particular moment. And only in this case, you can manage this reality through staying in the middle of where you are. So again, when we are open to go and deal with this reality through our internal strength and our willingness to develop that strength and deal with the real world around us through that care about the world, not through judgment and condemnation, but through caring, seeing that everyone who is crying around us, who are trying to, let's say, beat and push us, they're just crying for help. They're like those children of this creation. So if we go with that level of attitude, we actually open ourselves up to the new level of our consciousness evolution. We are capable to help this world. We are capable to help ourselves, to manage ourselves correctly, stay in that balance all the time, and we are capable to help the world because we build our tree, the foundation, from the strong foundation of love and care. We don't have this divert foundation because no beautiful trees will be grown out of it. Everything will be cleaned to earth and will be broken in some moment. We want to have that nurturing, nourishing, self-healing environment within ourselves. We can manage ourselves, and then we can grow wonderful flowers and trees in this reality. right? Now, if we don't go and don't deal with the world, we are doomed to go to the Hermitage card, to be hermits. We create our small happy worlds and we say, don't touch me, I create my world, my happy world. And I know so many here who are locked into that card. So instead of Revelation card, because this is the card exactly following this one, it is not the possibility card. With that type of attitude, it becomes like a blockage card, and you are literally locked into that card because you don't want to deal with this reality. You want to create your happy world, and in the moment you start creating your happy world, small one, you don't deal with others, you don't help others, you don't serve this life, the life starts shrinking you no matter what you do. But you will start feeling more aging, you will start feeling how you are literally retrieving from life. You're being retrieved from life. You don't know, I am so positive, I'm creating my positive life here, but you feel like life is leaving you. And that happened to me one time in my life when I was actually obsessed with creating my beautiful world. And then I realized, no girl, you have to go and deal with these worlds. So we all learn here with our lessons, and Yulia here is just to share with you that revelation which she experienced. Now, after this card is mastered in a proper way, guess what's happening when it's not the blockage card, but when you go to that hermitage within, but you still deal with the world. You are hermit inside, but you deal with the world. You are kind of like living yogi in action here. That's what this card truly represents. So you have that internal refuge to your universe inside, but you are super active outside. You still have that code of the chariot within you, because that card was following in the sequence before the card of the hermit, right? So you are still very active in life. You're like the living yogi in action here, but at the same time you have your refuge in your universe, in your internal guidance. You're like that high priestess here. So you mastered all those codes of discernment into this world, rest and being active, and that is the correct way to step into the next card. The next card, the Wheel of Fortune, when you can start literally uniting all the elements: air, right? Thoughts, wands, energy, cups, emotion, pentacles, physicality. You start uniting it and sitting like a sphinx here, observing everything, what's happening, and being in balance of what you are currently creating, right? So this is a small discussion here about what do we choose here in this lifetime. Do we choose to lock ourselves into our small happy world, into our small space, or do we choose to deal with this world? And if we choose to deal with this world, go to my another video where I talk about how you deal with different types of people, even if you perceive them negatively. It's only coming from the perspective of our judgment here. If you learn how to deal with them correctly, guess what? You will literally start feeling that you are the master of this creation. You will feel that you are unstoppable.